Your past and your future meet at the crossroads on July 29th, the full moon in Aquarius. It's definitely a very Queen of Swords moment, my friends. We're there with our sword raised, our mind made up as that full moon reveals exactly who or what needs to be released. Because something is reaching its end, friends. Haven't you felt that ending getting a little closer the last few weeks? This full moon in Aquarius is showing us that a new chapter begins right after we cut a karmic cord. Your future begins now, and the tarot is going to tell us what you need to know on the other side. So full moons by their very nature are intense, right? But this one, OMG, it's conjunct Pluto, dialing up the intensity meter when it comes to power. And opposite Jupiter in Leo, there's definitely some sort of power play going on here. It could be between someone in your life trying to continue to siphon your energy for their own benefit. If it is, bring out the Queen of Swords, friend. Protect those boundaries. It could be your own heart resisting the change you know has been coming and you're struggling with letting go. Bring out the Queen of Swords, friend. See her little hand there? Know that the universe is bringing you what you need for your future. It can be scary letting go, but you're not going to be empty-handed for long. So let's see what the tarot has to say about this full moon in Aquarius for you. All right, Aries, let's see what you need to know. Full moon in Aquarius. Your 11th house of hopes and wishes and dreams, also friendships and connections. Pluto, ruler of your 8th house, which can be about transformation and taking out the trash, so to speak. Let us see. Leo energy, which is where Jupiter is, your 5th house of your heart space. Ooh, and here is the Pluto. We have the Death card, and we have the 6 of Wands. Wheel of Destiny, Jupiter in your heart. Page of Cups. And the 9 of Cups. All right. These are all very, very good cards. Excellent. But this card is showing up. Okay, the Pluto. And I think what the Pluto is saying to you is what does need to be released right now. There is a chapter ending in your life because why? Your future is heading in a brand new direction, the 6 of Wands. You have felt this coming in your life. You have felt that ever since Jupiter went into Leo on June 30th, you have felt re-energized in your heart, this wheel of destiny turning. You're like, I know the tide is turning for me. Things are starting to ramp up. There can be some good news. I think there could be good news coming for you that points you in the direction of your future over the next 6 weeks, in particular with the 6 of Wands. And there could be a wish fulfillment here, or news that leads to a wish fulfillment in Virgo season, even with this 9 that's showing up here, the 9 of Cups. But the key here is this. Okay, like there is something to allow yourself to let go of. Let me know in the comments what that might be for you. So because this is your 8th house, it can be letting go of psychological baggage, emotional heaviness, feeling isolated. I feel like there's something here about you getting back into your life again and feeling much more free and that things are moving forward. This 6 of Wands is excellent. And this is about travel and journeying. It is your energy. So there is also something here, I think, for you to get out of the home, to leave behind certain habits that you have, to stay home all the time, perhaps, and get yourself out there and see what opportunities are out there for yourself. That's also this. Because I think once you do, you're going to have some nice connections coming in. So we have the gorgeous, cute little Page of Cups. There's a surprise awaiting you that could open the door to wish fulfillment and move you along towards starting some sort of new energy cycle. That's what I feel. You know, the energy of the 6 is very nice. It's Venus energy, the 6. So this could be a lover money situation that you're going to be starting a new cycle with that. You could meet somebody who could become a new friend, because this full moon is in your 11th house. So this is the other thing. If you've been feeling particularly lonely and isolated and feeling like, yeah, I'd like some new connections and friends, it's time to leave behind whatever way you have been isolating yourself. And it's easy to do. You know, it really is. We all get in our little habits and routines, but that can change. And I think you're also feeling very energized about changing it. It's time to go out there and mix and mingle. I think that you can meet some new people. I would say at least, 2 to 3 new people in your life one could be from your past, sure. But it's not like something toxic or anything like that. But there could be a reconnection. That's also possible with the six of Wands here. There could be a reconnection and then some new people coming in that are energizing you for this future, for this next cycle. This Pisces energy is interesting because it is your 12th house. And the 12th house is very, to me, like universe arranging things behind the scenes. Like you go out and you do something and you run into somebody very serendipitously. And then it turns into, great, we reconnected. It can be that type of thing. But there is something here about changing the cycle of, in whatever way you have been closing yourself off from being out in the world in a way that supports your energy. 6 of Wands, it's time to get back in the saddle, so to speak, and go out there and live your life and meet some new people, get some fresh energy rocking and rolling in your life. All right, Taurus, let's see what you need to know about this full moon in Aquarius. Some karmic cord cutting, some release. Let us see. Now, this karmic contract could be ending in your 10th house of career. It's possible. Let us see. We have the moon. We have judgment. 8 of Swords in your heart. The Wheel of Destiny. There's our Jupiter. And the 2 of Wands, which is literally at our karmic crossroads. There we are. All right. I think this is going to bring this energy to an intensity for you. Judgment for me is Scorpio energy. That is your 7th house of other people. I'm going to read this 2 ways. I think there could be something going on here about if you're married, your marriage partner. I think some of you, if you've been unhappy, only if you've been unhappy. Okay, so if you're in an unhappy, committed situation, maybe not married, but you're living together, whatever. It's a public relationship, in other words. There have been some things, I think, that have been unspoken, that have been in the shadows, that you've been holding back from saying. Or both of you have been holding back. There's a decision hanging in the air. That's the judgment. And I think it's still going to be hanging in the air for a little while. However, I think this full moon is bringing to your attention this 8 of Swords in your heart. And you can see where she is, her hands are free here. So you are free to take that blindfold off your face. Because, in the regular tarot, she can't do that. This is a different deck. But here she can in this deck. So I think you take off the blindfold, so to speak. It's a metaphor. At this full moon in Aquarius, there is something you can't stop unseeing. Does that make grammatical sense? You have to see it. You can't deny it anymore, in other words. It's right in your face. I mean, the moon card is here. It's like a big cosmic spotlight on this decision hanging in the air. And then we have this wheel of destiny, the Jupiter. Jupiter's in Leo, which is your 4th house of home and family and your living situation. So again, this partner you're living with, and then we have the 2 of Wands. So we still do not know. And I think you will not know until we have the new moon solar eclipse in that 4th house in Leo on August 12th. So this full moon sets up the uncomfortable realization and reality that you cannot be walking around with that blindfold on anymore. What you do, how the situation rolls out, the choices that you make, or what occurs on the outside via the eclipse, that's in 2 weeks. But the power dynamic, and because it's Pluto, Pluto's always about power, always. Okay, this power dynamic cannot go ignored. You cannot keep sweeping it under the rug. So I think that's happening now. By the same token, you could also be on the cusp of making a decision about your career life, and you are ready to move on. You could be on the verge of making a decision here of whether or not to accept an offer. News might be coming in about that offer or some change you are making with your public career position. And, this is classic over here. I got to give my 2 weeks notice. I can't start that path until I do that. Which ties in also with the eclipse, which will change the foundation of your life in terms of how you earn your money on August 12th in Leo. We have the Jupiter here. So whichever way we are looking at this, you are on the cusp of a very important decision. One I think that's, as I said, has been hanging around maybe for the last 20 weeks to 2 months, depending with this judgment. And it's crunch time for you. That's the thing. It is crunch time. And I think this eclipse season from this energy that I'm seeing here is going to be quite impactful for you. Now, please hit the bell and subscribe. Okay, there's a lot of you who watch and are not subscribed. How do I know this? From my YouTube analytics. Okay, so hit that bell, subscribe. Subscribing is free to the channel. And it shows YouTube that you want to see more of the videos, which is great. And I think you're going to want to see the videos I am coming up with and publishing the next couple of weeks, because I will be doing single sign videos on Jupiter and Leo. That's coming first. And then also these eclipses, not only the one in Leo, but also the one in Pisces. So do me a solid, hit that subscribe button. All right, Gemini, let's see what you need to know. Full moon in your 9th house of expansion, growth, where you see yourself going in life, your life philosophy. And Pluto, ruling your 6th house of work and well-being, is conjunct this moon. So let's see what we need to know about this for you. Gemini. Oh, we have the World. And we have the 3 of Swords. We have the Strength, the 4 of Wands, and the 6 of Wands. Okay. So whatever is going on, you will bounce back. Okay. This situation, whatever this represents in your life, this 3 of Swords. I mean, I can't sugarcoat a 3 of Swords. I mean, a 3 of Swords can be painful. So there could be some sort of painful realization about your world and how it has grown or not grown. And so changes need to be made. Because maybe whatever's been going on has not been supportive of your well-being. Maybe what needs to change is how you're growing or not growing in terms of your own work or business. Like, are you getting enough clients? Are they paying you enough? Like, are you feeling satisfied at your work or not? So there's something here about the realization of something that does need to change in your world, that realization that you're coming to could sting a little. But the Three of Swords for me is also a blockage. So it can be like you're in charge of removing this blockage in your life. And because we're dealing with fixed sign energies, Aquarius, Leo, and also Scorpio, if we look at the Pluto energy, those fixed sign energies, it's not that they can't change, but it's often like pulling teeth for them to change. So you could have a little of that going on. You could be a little reluctant to admit what's really going on. There's something here for you to be brutally honest with yourself about. This is this type of full moon. It's a very Queen of Swords full moon. As I said, like, you know, the brutal reality and facing it, not to beat yourself up, but so that you can do something about it. And, you know, you got the strength, you got the Leo energy in your heart, which is very positive, optimistic. You're strong. You will overcome this with a little patience and a plan. You got this. And we have the beautiful Four of Wands here, our Aries energy, your house of hopes and wishes and dreams, new paths opening up, celebrations. I think there could be a little bit of a trip in your future. And that trip within, I would say, the next 4 to 6 weeks could open up an entirely new way of looking at your situation. It could also open up some new business opportunity for you. Maybe you're going to travel to look for a new job, you know, something like that. But I think, you know, again, within 4 to 6 weeks, you're going to be feeling like you're back in charge again, and that you're pointing your horse, because the guy's on a horse in the Six of Wands, you're pointing your horse toward a new direction in life. And you're moving on from some sort of world that it was time for that world to end. Which, you know, world, again, your world view, 9th house we're talking about. How you're seeing your world, how you have been seeing yourself, that is coming to a close because something brand new, I mean, it's right here, is coming on in. It's just not going to come in the very next day. That's the thing. That's why we have patience in your heart, but it will come. I mean, look at this beautifulness here. This Four of Wands, this Six of Wands. Because it is going to be about taking action. It is going to be about moving forward on a new path with joy in your heart and feeling lighthearted and free that you got out of this. Because again, if you're brutally honest with yourself, there is something about this over here, this Three of Swords world, that is not working any longer. And I think that full moon is going to put that spotlight on that, and you can't ignore it anymore. Well, you can if you want to, but I don't suggest that. All right, Cancers, let's see what the heck is going on for you. We have a full moon in your 8th house of transformation. It's also the house of other people's money. It's conjunct Pluto, which rules your 5th house of your heart. We got Jupiter involved, and he is in your 2nd house of your money and how you earn it. So that's quite intense. Let's see what we got going on here. What is this karmic cord that might be cut? And where's your future going? We have a Six of Wands. We have a Two of Wands. There's our crossroad energy. Ace of Cups is in your heart. The Three of Wands. And the Empress. Wow. All of these are very good energies. But it's interesting, we have 2 cards of waiting. I think this full moon is going to show you that something better is on the way. And that could be coming in 3 weeks to 3 months with these 2 number 3s that are at the end, the Three of Wands and the Empress. This Taurus energy of the Empress, that is your 11th house of hopes and wishes and dreams, and also personal gains, like bigger money. You're coming into this reading with a success, the Six of Wands. Like, you're feeling pretty good about, I think, some sort of business situation you have been recently involved in. Like something's been going well for you. There's a triumph and you're feeling good. And there could be an offer on the table. I mean, it's possible here. Or there's recognition, like things are starting to percolate. And so you're wondering, all right, well then what happens next? This Two of Wands. You can see this is a person at a crossroads, which is what I was saying at the beginning of our reading today. In the intro of this video, you are at a crossroads. So I think there's something here to hold out for your own value. This Ace of Cups in your heart. Like whatever's coming in, whatever you want this direction to be that you're going to go in, it needs to be fulfilling for you. It needs to support you. Whether we're talking about the money, emotionally, or both. It's probably both. Okay. And we have the Three of Wands. There's the big ship coming in. And then the Empress, which absolutely can be about the ease and flow of wealth. But the Empress is nurturing that. It's not quite here yet. That's what I'm saying. Like this is the future energy. So I think that this full moon is bringing you to a crossroads where you may cut a karmic contract with one thing that's come in because your intuition's telling you that something else better may be on the way, which is possible here with this particular energy, something that is more aligned for you, in other words, with this Ace of Cups also. So I wouldn't be too hasty. I'm not telling you what to do. You make your own decisions, but, see what evolves. I mean, we are moving into eclipse season. We have a new moon solar eclipse of new beginnings in Leo. I will be doing videos on that for each of the signs. That is your second house of money. So there are going to be new beginnings in money for you, but there will be something you're letting go of because the South Node's also in that second house. That's a discussion for that video, which we will get to. And the North Node has also now moved into this transformational house for you, this 8th house. So there will be ways in which you can benefit from other people's resources, but you may need to let go of a way in which you've just been accepting whatever's been coming along. Okay, this is why this is crucial, because you are successful right now with whatever this Six of Wands is. But are you going to go back to old patterns where you're just taking whatever? Or are you going to, as I said, hold out for something a little bolder, a little bigger, a little better, and more aligned with your value? So, consider that as you work with the energies of this particular full moon. But there could be news of a success coming to you with this. That's going to put you in a powerful position. That's also the Pluto. But Pluto is about transformation and letting go. So in order to step into the next powerful level of money and wealth and prosperity coming to you, something does need to shift. And that could be old habits and routines of things that you've just accepted before. No more. Oh, my Leo friends, we are moving into eclipse season. Eclipse is happening in your sign. We've got the nodes shifting. We have the South Node now in your sign. We've got this big full moon. We have Jupiter in your sign. We have this big full moon happening opposite you. It's your birthday season. Happy birthday. I will be coming out very shortly with your birthday reading for your year ahead. So make sure you hit the bell and subscribe so you do not miss that. And I will be doing single sign, new moon solar eclipse readings. You don't want to miss those either. So do me a solid, hit that subscribe. It's free. I know you're going to want all the info on what's happening for you because it's a lot. It's a lot for all of us, but you are in the spotlight, my friend. Okay, and you're in the spotlight now because Jupiter's in your sign and it's directly opposite this full moon in Aquarius, your 7th house of other people. And Pluto is there. Pluto rules your 4th house of home and family. Okay, so there could be some intense things going on with your home life, your relationships, whether business or personal. Let's see. Let's see what's going on for you. and what karmic cord might need to be cut or a change that needs to be made. You know, this full moon is really bringing these situations to a head. So let us see. Oh, we got some Libra, the Justice. We have the Chariot. The Four of Wands. The Ten of Swords. And the Two of Cups. Okay. So this Chariot is interesting because that's our Cancer energy. And that is your 12th house. That's your, you know, you're behind the scenes. You're dealing with a situation. It could even be a legal situation because of the Justice. Contractual something. But it could be in the other areas I just mentioned. You're dealing with a situation where somebody was trying to run away. This Chariot. They were trying to escape. And karma is catching up with them. This is not you. This is somebody in your life. This is the 7. This is the 7th house. Okay? I mean, it's the 12th house. It's Cancer, but we're talking about the full moon in your 7th house. And the moon rules Cancer. So just roll with me on this, okay? All right. And we have your house of communications, the Justice, contracts, negotiations, this type of thing. But I think somebody was trying to wiggle out of something. We have the Four of Wands in your heart. Therefore, I think this is how it may roll out for you, that there is a new path ahead for you. You're not the one who's in trouble. You're not the one who's moving out. You're not the one who's dealing with shenanigans. And we have this Ten of Swords, but then we have this beautiful Two of Cups. So you're getting your equilibrium back. There's something here that whatever is going on ultimately will be sorted out in your favor with this situation. And whoever this person is, this Ten of Swords with this Chariot, I feel, who's like, you know, trying to wiggle out of something, whoever betrayed you, did you dirty. And it could also, like I said, with this Justice, could be something very sneaky and underhanded and possibly illegal. And they were, you know, I think you will be vindicated. There's something here of somebody getting caught and the hammer of justice coming down on them. And it is possible that maybe you didn't quite fully see this in this person, but this, you know, but this full moon is going to really put it in your face. Maybe at one time there was a lot of, you know, good energy between the two of you, but this person was doing something sneaky behind the scenes. But in any case, you are working out this situation. Something better is coming in for you, whether this is a new contractor to fix your home, as an example, you know, because the other one was a shyster and was stealing your money and then didn't do the work, you know, or you found out about a business colleague and they were trying to take credit for your work, but they were running away from responsibility and now you're getting the credit, you know, the Two of Cups. Like, there will be something that works out in your favor, because people are seeing that you told the truth. You weren't the one doing this, like I said, this Ten of Swords. So I think that this will be okay, but it could be something a little dicey coming out of the woodwork. I mean, again, 12th house and something legal. I mean, it could be a classic justice is finally served on this particular Ten of Swords person. And you could be celebrating your heart. You're like, you know, yippee, this person's finally gotten their, you know, karmic comeuppance for their shenanigans. So that's possible too. But in any case, you know, you're moving on to something better. This is very beautiful here with this Two of Cups. All right. So just keep that in mind. All right, Virgo, let's see what you need to know about this full moon in Aquarius, which is your 6th house of work and well-being. We got Pluto, of course, conjunct the full moon. Pluto rules your 3rd house of communications. So where are you giving yourself a migraine, Virgo? Cut it out. Okay, let's see what's going on for you. Let's see. Oh, you got an Ace of Swords. Oh my goodness. And you got the Devil. The Emperor is in your heart. Wow. transformation, Aries house for you. Knight of Coins. And the Page of Swords. Wow. Okay. You're like, oh, hell no. So you are taking that Queen of Swords and her sword, and you're just like, here it is, this Ace of Swords. And what are you cutting loose? What are you getting rid of? Something that's been giving you a migraine. It's a metaphor. This Devil card. So there's something in your life that, yes, has been extremely toxic, whatever it may be. It could also just be really bad for you physically because of the 6th house that we are talking about. A bad habit, whatever. And, but it could also be a person in your life who gives you a migraine, who's toxic, and you're calling your power back because look what's in your heart, the Emperor. Your Aries, your 8th house of transformation. And what's interesting about the Aries energy too is that we've just had Saturn go retrograde and Neptune is retrograde in Aries. And Neptune retrograde is bringing a lot of truths out of the woodwork in terms of who's been trying to take advantage of our boundaries and energies, like who's been siphoning off our energy and not standing on their own 2 feet and thinking we're going to do everything for them. No. So, these retrogrades are actually helping you get a lot of clarity on how your commitments are either helping to transform your life or not. And here comes this very purging. This is big detox energy. This purging, cleansing full moon for you with this Pluto. But remember, Pluto rules your 3rd house of your mind. So there could be something about breaking the habit because that's what this is too. And sometimes it's very hard to break habits, including habits we have about people, that have been in our lives that we talk to every day. You get used to like certain things. But there's something here that it is also not doing you any favors. And so you're taking that sword. And here's what's coming in your future. This is lovely. This Knight of Coins and this Page of Swords here. So, you're just going to keep improving whatever this calling your power back situation, building your energy reserves, building your financial reserves. And you could feel a lot of more mental energy freed up with this Page of Swords so that you are finally able to move forward with something because your bandwidth is not occupied by this devil situation that we were just looking at. So there is a refreshment of your mental energy. It might take a little time. I mean, this Knight of Coins, like it might take into your birthday season for you to kind of be like, okay, wow, yeah, thank God that's over. It just took me a little while to recover. But you got this. And like I said, your heart, I mean, this Emperor, this is really powerful energy that you are using to say enough is enough. All right, Libras, let's see what you need to know about this big full moon in Aquarius, your 5th house of your heart space. And of course, it's conjunct Pluto. Pluto rules your 2nd house of values. So let's see what you need to know. What karmic cord might be cut? Something that's not aligned with your heart anymore. Let's see. We have your energy, the Justice. Wow. And we have the Tower. The Wheel in your heart, the Jupiter energy, the 4 of Cups, and then the 8 of Coins. So there could be something a little surprising, a little shocking. I mean, you could get fed up with something because your energy is first here, notice. So there could be just the shock of something that discombobulates your heart. You're like, oh my God, I can't believe that this is happening. So there could be the turn of the wheel. Like, I mean, you have to apply the energies to your life. It could be anything. Of course, the Jupiter wild card factor here, that is your 11th house of friendships. So, I mean, there could be the shock of somebody you're really close to who says, hey, guess what? I'm not going to be around anymore. I'm moving cross country. But this could also just be the emotional awareness in a very sudden awakening, shocking way that you need to begin a new cycle with your heart space, that you need to put yourself first, or you need to let go of, friendships that are not aligned for you. You could shockingly change your mind, change your heart about a situation because you feel it's disrespecting you. You know, this Pluto energy tied in with the second house, the Scorpio. You're putting your own value ahead of maybe somebody else for a change, finally. So there could be something like that going on. We have the Four of Cups, so you could feel a little emotionally at sea. You could feel a little like, disappointed. Should I even bother trying again? But yes, you should. This Eight of Coins here is saying, focus on what you can change. Start a brand new cycle for yourself where you're building something of worth and value to you, which ties in again with that Pluto. Focus your heart on something else, and you will come out the other side of whatever this particular situation is. Because if we just look at your energy, justice, this idea of something getting thrown off balance. And so, yes, you could be emotionally discombobulated big time with this full moon. And as I said, with this Four of Cups, feel like you don't know how to start that cycle. You know that it needs to happen. You see the writing on the wall, so to speak, but how do you get the momentum to move yourself forward? Get the wind beneath your wings, the emotional energy behind it. And this is the Eight of Coins. Like, just do something practical that you can focus on, that makes good use of keeping your hands busy, so to speak. And there may be something here, the Virgo's your 12th house, the behind the scenes. There may be something that you end up kind of working on in private. You may take a little time out from the world to work on yourself in some way, because this could be a little discombobulating. This is the thing here. But you're doing so because it is productive and it's building your energy back in some way with this Eight of Coins and this Four of Cups. So this will not be an unproductive cycle if there is a moment of retreat, so to speak. That will not last forever. It's just to get back on your feet from whatever this is. Because the cycle before our birthday season, right? So Virgo season for you is, coming up in a month or so. And that is a time when you tend to pull back. All signs do. The month before our birthday, it is, and that's what's showing up here, this Eight of Coins. It is a time where we go inward. It's time to rest, recharge, regroup for when the sun comes back into our sign and we get reinvigorated with our solar return. So I think that's also kind of what's happening here. So take care of yourself with whatever this is. Expect the unexpected emotionally, because remember, this is in your 5th house. And just try to stay as balanced as you possibly can with whatever this is, because ultimately it is moving you toward a different cycle that will be more emotionally aligned for you, and one in which I think you are valued more also. There's something going on with this. Like this absolutely can be you seeing very shockingly how somebody has been taking advantage of your good nature. And enough is enough. All right, Scorpio, let's see what you need to know about this full moon in Aquarius, which is your 4th house of your home, family, your roots, your foundation in life, and it's conjunct your ruling planet. Is there a big change in your home that you are initiating? A change also in your emotional identity and how you're feeling grounded in your life? Are there concerns going on between your public role and what you want for your career versus your home life? Let's see what we have going on here for you. Oh, we have the star, Aquarius energy, this fourth house we're talking about. And we have the Tower. Hangman in your heart, which is your heart energy, Pisces, fifth house, the Ten of Wands, and the Virgo, the Hermit. Is somebody moving in or moving out of your home? That's the first thing that I feel here that is going on. We do have the Ten of Wands, which can represent your 10th house of career, the Leo. But we have this aloneness energy with the Virgo, which is your 11th house of hopes and wishes and dreams. I think there's something here going on where there may be a surprise shift in your, for the better. I mean, the healing energy is here, the star. There is a new destiny getting ready to unfold with your home and career life. And I think there's something here of you going solo, out on your own, maybe with work, but it could also be something with your home life. But this is not right away. There's some sort of waiting period here with the Pisces energy. Now we have a big full moon lunar eclipse in Pisces at the end of August. So that may be tied in with this, when that energetic cycle will wrap up and you're, and again, we got Virgo season here and you're going to be moving in some new direction by yourself, towards something better. I mean, this is also your 11th house of hopes and wishes and dreams. But, we're talking about your fourth house. So there could be somebody announcing that they are, something to do with your home or family, that they're going off on a new adventure. Like maybe you're becoming an empty nester. That's happening. Or a roommate says they're leaving, or something else going on. But ultimately, whatever news is coming in that, yes, might be a little shocking. I mean, the Tower is here. We can't sugarcoat the Tower. It can be abrupt and shocking. Is ultimately going to point you on a whole new path, the star. It will ultimately be healing and better for you, even though maybe if it's disruptive to your life, it's not going to feel like that right now. Okay, so this is the energy to hold on to, this star, because the North Node has also now moved into Aquarius. Again, your fourth house. So there could be something new unfolding for you in where you're living, how you're living, who you're living with, which is kind of the vibe I'm feeling here. But there's the next evolution of this that comes, like I said, at that full moon lunar eclipse in Pisces, where your heart may be saying goodbye to a place where you lived or somebody you were living with. And that's classic. I mean, it's time, August, right? Like when kids go off to college and stuff like that. So if this fits that situation for you, it's definitely echoed in this. So you are making a shift. But the thing here with this Hermit, this is the first stage of a new chapter of deep spiritual alignment for you. Like at your very core, like you're already very spiritual. We're not saying that you're not, but with this healing energy here of the star and also this Hermit, there is something about the foundation of your life getting ready to shift to bring you into a state where your spiritual wellness, your spiritual practices, being able to take care of yourself in a healing way, harmony, this type of thing, that's the new chapter for you that's getting ready to unfold. But there might be, as I said, the shock that gets you propelled into the new situation. Because you are a fixed sign, so it does take a lot for fixed sign energies, including Aquarius and Leo and Taurus, right, to actually make moves. Because if once you're comfortable, you're comfortable. You're like, why am I going to move? Why am I going to bother, right? So, but that's what I'm saying. Like sometimes we need that outward Tower moment to propel us into the next chapter. So I think ultimately, if you can keep the focus on the fact that there's a healing path that's getting ready to open up for you with this transition, then it'll make the transition perhaps a little smoother for you. But also the 10 of Wands is a moving card. It's a card of having to carry around a lot of boxes and stuff. So there's something percolating here for you, Scorpio. Let me know in the comments what's going on with your home and living and foundational situation. All right, Sagittarius, let's see what you need to know about this full moon in Aquarius, which is happening in your third house of communications, mindset, contracts, siblings, daily life. And Pluto, full moon conjunct Pluto. Pluto rules your 12th house of karmic contracts, wrapping things up. So I think there is some sort of big karmic contract that you're going to be wrapping up. So let's see what we got going on here. Cutting the cord, so to speak. Let's see what we got going. Because you want to be free to expand and grow. That's the Jupiter in your Leo house right now, your 9th house of that. So there could be something like, I feel like you're kind of itching like to do something freeing, something that frees you. Maybe there's been something or someone holding you back through negativity or toxicity or something like that. This could also be your own attitudes. And you're like, I'm done with this. Why am I like mind tripping myself into not doing something? So it could be that type of thing too. So let's see what we got. Wow, there's our Leo, 8 of Wands. I'm telling you, like, more Leo. Sun card. Hierophant in your heart. The Magician. Look at these cards. Are you kidding me? And the Knight of Coins. Your instincts are correct that I think this has to do with your own mindset, and that there's something about your own commitments to yourself and committing to a more optimistic mindset and leaving the past in the past. Because again, the Pluto rules that 12th house of yours, which is karmic wrap-ups and things like that. You have a whole new destiny unfolding, and it's going to start unfolding, I think, very quickly in August with the eclipse in Leo. We have double Leo showing up here, 8 of Wands. All of a sudden, things popping off super fast. The sun, what? Well, it could be travel. It could be some creative projects that all of a sudden like start happening. It could be something going on with your own public reputation, the fame, the sun rising high in the sky, especially when it comes to third house stuff, like you're writing, speaking, teaching, networking, sales, like, these types of things. We have the Taurus energy here. Chiron is now in Taurus. This is your 6th house of work and well-being. So you are guiding yourself to greater prosperity through a more positive and energetic and energized mindset. That is the thing here. And also expanding your horizons, literally. This is the thing, the Leo's in the 9th house. I mean, well, yes, and is Jupiter. This full moon is in your 3rd house, which is the immediate environment. It's your community, your neighborhood. Whereas the 9th house is the world. So there's something here about you expanding your world, expanding your perspectives, traveling. Yes, that's very possible here. Getting out of a rut that you have been in, and committing to personal growth, the personal growth of wellness and optimism and self-care, and also taking care of your heart. I mean, with the Leo energies, and I mean that literally. Okay, literally, physically, but also figuratively speaking. And then, my God, we have the Magician. Are you kidding me? The whole next year ahead is going to be a very powerful cycle for you. If you have not caught this video, check it out because many of you watched it. Thank you so much. And I think it could help as well. Very interesting reading that came out here for you with that. You are going to be building something very important with your personal energy. That's this new cycle that's getting ready to open up for you. Your creative energy, but where is it springing from? It's springing from a commitment to your wellness. That's the thing in your heart, and the commitment possibly to new work that is more aligned with expansive energy rather than, I got to go do that again, type energy. We've all been there and done that, right? But this Knight of Coins, I mean, this is the thing. Magician for me is a year-long process. Knight of Coins, it's building over time. So, as I've said before, we fire signs, we get impatient, right? We want everything yesterday. The important thing here at this full moon is clear out any negativity, toxic mindset, stuff even in your immediate environment. That can be third house. That's reminding you of past times that maybe have felt heavy. There's something here about bringing in more color, more freshness. The energy. I just keep getting the energy of wellness. However you define that for yourself, that is the thing. Committing to your own joy. That is exactly what is going on here. And your ability to be free. This is the thing. 8 of Wands, I'm just feeling so strongly. But as I said in the intro to this entire video today, it's like, you're not going into your future empty-handed. Whatever you're cleaning up and clearing out, you're going to be creating all sorts of new and beautiful things in the year ahead. And you're replacing joy and optimism with pessimism and downer energy. Because even a Sag, which, yes, you're normally very enthusiastic, even a Sag, it's Tears of a Clown. You know that song. You're not going to have to be singing that song in private anymore and plastering a smile on your face that everybody thinks everything's okay with Sag. I think some of you have been nursing some sort or dealing with some sort of private hurt. And that is what it is time to let go of as best you can. It's always a process with this. As I said, this Pluto moon, it's emotional energy, third house. Where have you been feeding that situation rather than dealing with it and just letting it go as best you can? So keep that in mind. Capricorn, OMG. Will there be 100 G's in your bank account at this full moon? I don't know. I sure hope so. I hope there's a big bank deposit for you. We got this full moon happening in your second house of money, conjunct Pluto. And Pluto, is about power. Can sometimes be about big money situations. And Pluto rules your 11th house of personal gains, the Scorpio, and your hopes and wishes and dreams. So, we're talking about a full moon also in your house of values. So there could be something very affirming from the universe that shows you are on the right track if you have been making powerful adjustments in your thinking and what you're settling for when it comes to money. Also, Jupiter's in your 8th house of other people's money. So this is a perfect full moon for you to clear out. This is very Pluto, clear out any toxic energy where you have been diminishing your own value because Jupiter going through your 8th house. And I am coming with videos on that. So stay tuned, hit the bell, subscribe if you haven't already. Jupiter transiting your 8th house can absolutely bring an open door to treasure coming to you from other people. It's possible. So this full moon is telling you to clear out, make the space, get rid of any thinking, emotional energy where you're diminishing your own value. Like, let's get ready to receive. That's what this is about. But you got to clear out stuff that's toxic first. That's the Pluto. All right, so let's see. Let's see what we got. Capricorn. Capricorn. We have a 3 of Swords. We have an 8 of Swords. Capricorn, what is going on? But we have a 10 of Coins in your heart. We have the World. Oh, yeah. And we have the 6 of Cups. Beautiful. So you can see the picture in this World card. I mean, she's looking at the 10 of Coins. And for me, 10 of Coins is Capricorn energy. All right. So look at the blockage. Here it is. This 3 of Swords. Blockages, disappointments, things just being very stuck. But notice it's swords. It's mental energy. And the 8 of Swords, like you haven't really been finding your way quite yet out of this blockage. I think you will at this full moon. But you got to use the energies, of course. It's not just like things miraculously occur. I think it's time for you to take off the blindfold. Notice her hands are free in this particular card, this deck with the 8 of Swords. Take off the blindfold and be honest with how things may not be working for you right now or up to your expectations in some way when it comes to your finances. Where is the block? Where is the leak? Where is the problem? Not because we're going to dwell in it, but because we're going to find a friggin' solution. Okay, so there could be something here that you haven't been looking at for whatever reason. Maybe you just were hoping it would go away. Maybe you're just too busy. But that's the thing. We're shifting out of some sort of heart blockage and mental blockage into one of absolute prosperity. Here's this 10 of coins. Because this is heart energy. Also, there's the big heart. This is the energy in the middle is the heart for me, the 10 of coins. So we go from sadness and blockages to the ultimate prosperity is my point. And how is that coming in? It's because there is something you are putting yourself out there. You're looking at how you can raise your profile in the world, how you can perhaps create different relationships, 6 of Cups. Perhaps you're going to be bringing back something of value that you used to do when you were a kid, or you're going to start building your world around that or building a new income stream around that. That's possible. But also this 6 of Cups can be that you are going to be kinder and gentler to yourself in terms of your relationship with money. I think some of you might be having a toxic relationship with it. Okay. And you've been beating yourself up, this 8 of Swords, 3 of Swords. How's that working for you? Let me know in the comments. Has been beating yourself up about goals that may not have materialized quite yet, or the lack, or whatever's going on. Is that bringing in prosperity for you? I would say probably not. So I feel this is so emotional for you, this full moon. And you are turning this corner to change your world and change your emotional relationship with money and values. This is no joke, okay? This North Node has just moved into your second house of money also. Yes, Pluto's in there, but we can handle Pluto. We handled him for 18 years. We can handle him in our second house because, again, Pluto is about freaking power. It is time for you to step into not just a powerful, but an empowered relationship with money, which is the big thing here with this 6 of Cups. There could even be stuff to heal from childhood or to be gentler to yourself about with this that you can heal. I mean, it's the moon, so it can go back to like home and family, mother stuff. Absolutely. And like I was saying, it's no joke. We have such huge potential over the next 12 to 18 months. I mean, the North Node will be in there 18 months. Jupiter is only in until in our 8th house of other people's money until July 26th, 2027. Well, we got, 12 months. This can really be an empowering financial transit. This full moon kicks it all off for you. There's something about this hard work over here to do, the tender work to release and heal, so that you can step into building your world of prosperity. But the key to this whole reading for me is the 6 of Cups. You would think it's the 10 of coins. It's not. We already know you want that. Like we know. This changing your world with more compassion. This is Venus. 6 is a Venus number. With more compassion and creativity and joy. That is how you can benefit over the next 18 months. Aquarius, this is your big full moon. And it's freaking conjunct Pluto. Like, are you kidding me? This is such a powerful energy. Pluto rules your 10th house of public, being in the spotlight. We have now the North Node, which has moved into your sign. We have Jupiter in your 7th house of other people. This is a perfect energy for you to take a look at who is in your professional world, who is supporting you and who is not, who is power tripping and who's there for you. Okay, so that's one way this can manifest. But this is your first house, this full moon. This is your identity and powerful changes that are underway when it comes to how you're showing up in the world. And yes, maybe connected with career and your relationships. And there could be a powerful change in your emotional energy with Pluto. Like you're getting super serious. You're done with anything that's been draining your energy and being stupid in your life. All right, let's see. Aquarius. Let us see what we have here. Oh, the Tower. Okay. The Six of Swords. Wow, that's interesting. Four of Coins in your heart. Star, gorgeous Aquarius energy. And King of Swords to match our Queen of Swords energy that we talked about at the very beginning of this video about an hour ago. All right, so this very commanding, assertive action, taking energy toward your own dreams and goals. So there could be a sudden severing. I mean, absolutely. With this Six of Swords and this Tower, it may just be mental because it's the, it is the swords that is showing up here. This for me is Gemini energy, which is your fifth house of your heart space. Your heart's done. Like there could be something that comes out of the blue, shocking, that somebody says, an incident, something you read, you hear, like whatever, however the information comes in. And you're like, oh my God, are you kidding me? I am so over this. I'm done. This is the thing. This situation has been causing me so much stress. That's the other thing. A situation that's been causing you a lot of stress could suddenly be removed from your life. And you may be shocked at how relieved you are that that has happened. So you could have this epiphany like, wow, I didn't realize that it was bothering me that much, or that person was really getting on my nerves that bad. I mean, I knew it was bad, but so that's a very strong possibility here. I feel it's the universe arranges this. I don't think you necessarily do it. It's possible. You'll just have to apply the energies to your life. But there's definitely something here of this kind of shocking, wow, this is over. Thank goodness it's done. And, because we have a strong card in your heart. We have this Four of Coins, which to me is an energy of foundation, of I'm keeping myself stable and grounded. I'm not making any quick moves toward anything. It's the Taurus energy. It's your fourth house of stability and home. So, kind of regardless, whatever's going on around me, my core self, like inner me is okay. Like I'm dealing with whatever this is. And like I said, I think some of you may be very relieved. I also feel some of you are on the cusp of making some sort of decision about your money life. It could be about your career in general, absolutely, because Pluto rules your 10th house of career. So, and this Pluto's conjunct your moon, you may be struggling with a decision about a career change. And it's possible that this news comes and kind of makes the decision for you. Like you were thinking, oh, maybe I'll quit or maybe I'll go do this. And the universe kind of calls your bluff. The universe forces your hand. But again, it's not like you're panicking about it. You feel like you can handle whatever the financial implications of that might be with the Four of Coins. But also you're realizing that there is a new healing path and a new destiny path opening up for you. That's the thing. The star, something of your star rising high in the sky, wishing upon a star, the hopes and wishes and dreams that you have for your future. You will be moving, I think, in a new direction. I would say with this King of Swords here, maybe not right away. Maybe this is happening in Libra season. So maybe the end of September with this over here. So very, very interesting energies. You'll have to let me know in the comments how this is resonating for you, like the situation that you are going through. But I mean, whatever this is here, you're landing on your feet and you have a whole new beautiful vista opening up for you. And what's interesting for me too, like the star card, the regular tarot, it always just reminds me of North Node. And the North Node's just moved into your sign. It is time for you to be on a new path. Granted, the North Node just got in your sign. We have 18 months to work with that energy. And we will start with eclipses in your sign again next February. So changes on the way, but you are meant to make decisions about expanding yourself, expanding your growth, moving in an aligned direction that also asks a bit more of you. That's going to help you level up your life in some way that you want, because your energy is showing up here. It's not just leveling up to leveling up, but that really fits you and is part of your gifts and talents and destiny. Pisces, big full moon happening in your 12th house, which is the behind the scenes energy, something going on in your subconscious. It's also known as the closet, right? So there's something that's been hidden away that's coming to light in a very powerful way because Pluto is conjunct this full moon. Now, Pluto rules your 9th house, Scorpio, of expansion and growth. So you could maybe have some epiphany and realization where maybe you've been holding yourself back in some way from expanding and growing for whatever reason. I mean, we're not here to judge or shame. It just, it could be something, or you've been wrapping up a cycle, so you haven't been able to grow and expand. And this particular full moon helps you cut a cord with your past so you can get back into life in some way. So that's also possible. So let's see. We have Jupiter in your 6th house of work and well-being. So whatever you're expanding toward needs to support your growth, especially in those areas, I think. All right, let us see. Oh, we have the Ace of Swords. Okay. And we have an 8 of Cups. Interesting. Queen of Coins in the heart of the situation. The Wheel of Destiny. And the 9 of Swords. Okay. We have a big full moon lunar eclipse in your sign a month after this full moon in Aquarius. Okay. And sometimes eclipse energy can happen a month before or a month after. You might feel this eclipse energy at this full moon in Aquarius, but I think you're definitely going to feel it at your full moon. I think you're going through a 2-stage process here. Okay, make sure you subscribe, hit the bell, because I will be doing videos on your full moon lunar eclipse also. You don't want to miss those. At the heart of all of this is your worth and value, this Queen of Coins. Pentacles for me are about self-worth and self-esteem and self-respect. And there is something I think that you want to build for yourself. There is a new level of prosperity and growth and taking good care of yourself. That's also just like the well-being energy. Investing in you, in other words. But we are in a process. We are in a cycle of change. This is the Jupiter and Leo, the Wheel of Destiny. And I think there are 2 things to eliminate in your life. You'll have to let me know in the comments what they are specific to you. The first one is perhaps more emotional because of the 8 of Cups here. And look, we have the sword, the Ace of Swords. So this is, I think, this full moon in Aquarius. Cutting ties with an old emotional cycle. Now, this can be a person. This could be an emotional habit you've gotten used to. Whatever the case may be, but emotionally, you are done. You are moving on. You may be, cutting somebody off. That's possible. The moon can also represent home. So there's a big full moon also on this Ace of Swords. So it could also be moving on from a living situation. Very possible here. Okay. Because again, maybe you're just done with that particular cycle. It's time. I already talked about your Queen of Coins. Here's our Jupiter energy. And again, Jupiter and Leo, your 6th house of work and well-being. So you may be in the process also of leaving a job, 9 of Swords, in order to move, to get to another job. Maybe there's something going on where you're realizing and coming to terms with the fact that you have to move for a job. In other words, I hope I said that before clear. This is sometimes, the Nine of Swords where things get blown out of proportion simply because the energy's so intense. But also I feel like this is also your future. Your wheel energy is going to help move you out of a very worrying situation, probably to do with your well-being or your work or both. You're determined. I mean, you have this Queen of Coins in your heart. I do think you're going to land on your feet. You are making these changes. Maybe you weren't fully on board in making them, but you're doing it now. You're listening to what's going on in the skies and in your heart, and you're taking action with this over here. So there could be something that you wrap up and release at your full moon lunar eclipse where you end a very troubling cycle that has been keeping you up at night. Perhaps, yes, to do with money. It's possible with this Queen of Coins here. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. I think it's 2 phases of the energy. So what I would say here with this is to please be very gentle with yourself over the next month. We will have a full moon lunar eclipse in your sign, August 26th. We have a new moon solar eclipse, August 12th, in your 6th house of work and well-being. So that's what I'm saying. You are going to be starting a whole new cycle where you're taking very good care of yourself, because also you have eliminated this emotional stress, this 8 of Cups, and also some sort of mental stress, this 9 of Swords. And again, they can be coming from 2 different places, maybe it's just one situation that's causing both of those, but I think it's 2 separate. I think that Queen of Coins, Virgo season, September, I think is going to be a whole different reality for you. Okay, so just kind of keep that in mind, what you're moving through right now. So thank you so much for joining me for your full moon in Aquarius video. My goodness, very intense energies. These readings were pretty intense as well. Remember, we are in eclipse season. I will be back with eclipse videos. I will also be back with some Jupiter and Leo videos. So make sure you subscribe, hit the bell, and you don't miss those. And also, channel membership is reactivated with bonus videos. If you're interested in the Stella Sphere channel membership on here on YouTube, the link is in the description. If you want to get some extra content that's not for public consumption on the main channel, you're welcome to join us over there. And I would love to hear from you in the comments. What is going on with you with this energy? I really want to emphasize to take good care of yourself. It's intense out there. Okay, so I hope these readings help. Let me know what's going on. Love you guys. Take care. I will see you again soon. Stella Wilde, signing out.